Okay, friends, let us welcome back at again another session for thinking on destiny. We are going in a Noetic destiny and learning so many new things from the Percival's wisdom. Before we further continue on this Noetic destiny, let us meditate on his consciousness for a few minutes and then we can go from there. Please sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs, clasp your hands and close your eyes. Please observe your natural, soft, tranquil breath. Please place your hands on your eyes and gently open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further into the Noetic destiny, let's recap what we have learned in section 6. Over to you, Balagar.
Okay. You can see, Kata? Yeah. In the last session, we covered reclamation of light by self-control and loss of the lunar germ, retention of the lunar germ, solar germ, and the regeneration of the physical body. How, we discussed all this. So let us go into reclamation. And it occurs in 3 stages. Automatic reclaiming is done by psychic breath. And this takes light away from the lunar germ along the nerves of the digestive system, upwards from the kidneys and adrenals. And the second way is the reclamation is doer, thinker, knower of the triune self takes light from the lunar germ of the spinal cord of voluntary nervous system. That's the second way. And the third way of automatic reclamation is from the food. And also there are 3 stages of the voluntary reclamation of the light is by the light. And the first stage is the voluntary reclamation of the light is by the desire to do the right and by controlling the senses. That is how in the first stage it occurs. Also, he can claim the lunar germ light by doing his duties cheerfully. By all this, in the first stage, we get the light. We can reclaim. Some automatic reclaimed light stays in the noetic atmosphere. Some light stays in bloodstream. The desire can get this light during 1 to 3 days of each month when the lunar germ is near the kidneys. In the blood, there is a bound and free light. Light from the digestive system, that is from the food, is bound light. Only lunar germ can take it, not by desire. Light brought by desire into the blood is free light. It remains free until the thought in the heart is entertained. Humans lose their lunar germ within a month. If the lunar germ takes light by automatic reclamation, that much light is saved in noetic atmosphere by psychic breath. When lunar germ loses the remaining light, it goes back to nature. In the second stage of reclamation, preserving of light. When human has self-control, in the second stage of reclaiming the light, it reaches into the body. But with pessimism, mysticism, it does not work. Every human has light within, but he does not know and not follow what it shows to be the right thing. It requires optimism, honesty, clear thinking, and enjoyment of pleasures of life without hate and greed. So all this helps. It requires to do his duties willingly with understanding. With right thinking, he can get light from blood, that is from the heart and lungs, when rightness and desire is in agreement with it. Solar germ. Solar germ descends and ascends into 2 sides of the spinal cord in 2 favorable seasons. This occurs 3 days following June 21st and December 21st. So every 6 months. When lunar germ is risen above kidneys, it can get light through the thinking. When mental breath is on subjects like immortality, soul as a dweller in the body, truthfulness, honesty, purpose of life, service, and goodwill, then so when the thinking happens and all this, then the light is raised from errors of the past to right active thinking. It overrides all obstacles of desires and weaknesses, this light. This thinking prevents light flowing out from the body and empowers lunar germ to take up more light. So in the second stage continues. During this process, blood light becomes mental light and desires were taken away. Thinking carries the light to cerebellum and cerebrum. When the thought was disapproved in the heart, light was taken away to limit and stop it. That is how our thinking, wrong thinking stops it. Thought is nourished by active and passive thinking. If he wants to abandon the aim and object of the thought, it is drawn back into the heart. The light is separated from the desire and returns to mental atmosphere. And light can also be reclaimed after it has issued before it is exteriorized. So thinking separates into desire and light. So this thinking, when the desire separates, light goes into mental atmosphere. The light goes into mental atmosphere, and the desire goes to psychic atmosphere. And light is extracted when the thought is balanced. A thought is balanced when feeling and desires are in agreement, and they are in agreement with rightness and reasoning and selfness, which was witnessed by I-ness. This balanced thought transferred to pineal body, where it is stored in noetic atmosphere. In the third stage, so in the reclamation of the third stage, when humans think of destiny, immortality, service, or have a desire for self-knowledge, this probing or search is the beginning of the third stage, and voluntary reclamation can be done. During their search, they find intentional knowing, or they can discover unexpected also. This opens up light in the thought. When one acknowledges he is the light of the thought goes to mental atmosphere, and then from there it goes to pineal body, from there it goes to noetic atmosphere. Then the thought is balanced. In the third stage, reclamation of the light comes into the body from nature due to the knowledge gained in previous two stages. Third stage reached when knowledge applied only in living. So only not in the theory. In the third stage, we need to put that into practice. In this third stage, one should not attach to anything or to himself, any objects or to himself. He gets, when he applies this knowledge, all obstacles fall away. He gets confidence in action, strength in purpose, and nobody can influence him. And also, he does not have any attraction for money, possessions, and power at this third stage. In the third stage, he eats and drinks for the body nourishment, not for the pleasure of eating. So, and also, in the third stage, one source of light we get by the knowledge in first and second stages, and other source of light is from the lunar germ carried into the head. Production of lunar germ is lost at left kidney, and lunar germ is lost in sexual occupation. So in the lunar germ travels along the spinal cord upwards, reaches cervical vertebrae, finally to midbrain. When lunar germ preserved, it will unite with the next monthly germ and merges into it. That is how the light is preserved. Then it will descend and make a second round through the body. If it is not lost, it is strengthened by additional light it gathered. For one who had developed higher lunar germ, in power of 4 months, they get perfect body. So, and then next one, regeneration of the body or solar germ. For regeneration of the body, self-impregnation required. Okay, first, because of the solar germ presence, there is a divine conception in the head. Solar germ is the portion of the doer. It has no nature matter. There is only one solar germ for each life. It renews itself every year. Solar germ appears at puberty in the pituitary body. It descends from right side of the spinal column. In 6 months, reaches first lunar vertebrae end of the spinal cord. Then it turns and ascends from left side in left side. In next 6 months, it reaches pineal body. It continues this throughout the life. At death, it becomes one with the doer. Every lunar germ must pass the solar germ at least once a year while going down. They crisscross. When lunar germ completes 13 rounds in 12 months, it gathers more light of its own, and also from solar germ, each time it passed. That is how the lunar germ gathers more and more light. So finally, the rebuilding of the physical body. He can rebuild the body by reclaiming the light gone into the nature. Only in this rebuilt body, reclamation of all light is possible. With this reclaimed light, the human is conscious of himself as the doer. So at this stage, he knows he is the immortal soul or the doer. Rebuilding of the body by lunar germ, preserved light in 3 lunar cycles, they get. It is accomplished only by 2-columned sexless body. That's what he says. Percival. So in 13 lunar cycles, so they get built, more and more, they preserve more light and get a very, fit body. So I have until that, I think I summarized whatever we covered.
You covered in detail. Another short session. Okay, nice. So let's go further before without waiting for it. Now, yes, we have explained how with the self-control, how it can be retained, right? So now what we can do is, what is that the degrees of the intelligence? Because ultimately, when we are actually saving this light, the light will merge into the intelligence, right? That is a supreme intelligence. It is going to the merge. So that's a part of it, because we loan that light from the intelligence. So we are doing it. So how this can be, and how here in this session, the mainly, how we can think without creating a thoughts. Something different, right? How we can think without creating thoughts or destiny. In fact, it is a destiny. Because when we are creating a thoughts, it's becoming a destiny, right? Because we are manifesting that particular thing. So, but still we have to do, we have to think, we have to do our daily tasks, but how? Without creating any destiny, how we can do? And how that bodies of the doer, right? Bodies of the doer are there, and how it will be assigned with the triune self. That is what we are going to see today. Let me share my screen. Okay. Slideshow. From the current slide. Okay. This is a session. 3 degrees of the light from intelligence, thinking without creating thoughts are a destiny, and bodies of the doer, thinker, and the knower of the triune self. These are the agenda of this today's evening. 3 degrees of light. We know that something not able to see. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we can.
For some reason, I'm not able to see here. Let me go back. Okay. What happened? Can I stop and share it? It came in a tilted manner, it came?
Yeah, it is tilted now. Now it's
Okay.
now it is fine.
Okay. Now it is good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 degrees of the light. So now we know that the first degree of the light is the light which is automatically getting reclaimed. How we are getting the automatic reclaim without even knowing it? Through food, because through the nature, right? Through the nature, through food that we are taking, automatically the light is getting reclaimed. So that is the one. The light which has been reclaimed from the nature has come into the mental and noetic atmosphere of the human and attached. So that is which is coming to the thing. And second one is freed light. Freed light is the one that Balagar explained, like all the thing. When it become unattached, right? When you are actually self-controlled through whatever it is, so then when it become unattached, that is the freed light. So that is there. So what is the third light? Third light is the reclamation of the human, reclaims the light from the thoughts, light form, thoughts, and from the lunar gems that are preserved until they arrive into the head. So the lunar gems, whatever that they are circulating, right? So because first cycle, with your self-control, you are able to get up, and then second cycle, third. So whatever that light you are preserving through the lunar gem, that is the third degree of the light. Reclaimed light may go out again, because whatever the light you reclaimed, that may go out again to the nature, and it may come again through the thoughts and exterior. So this is actually the cyclic process. The reclaimed light also will go. You are not keeping that reclaimed light anyway, but there are cases where you can reclaim it and you can keep it. That's what they're going to see. So here, freed light, second point, right? So we're just focusing a bit on that. What is that freed light? Desire and nature matter can attach themselves to light even though it has been reclaimed many times. The light has reclaimed many times, but when it comes to us again, then we are with this illusion kind of thing, thinking that we are the body and all. We may get attached with the desires. So to continuously, you can observe yourself continuously. You are actually listening to some of the satsangs and also doing some meditation. Then your stage will be a different state. You will be in a different state of mind. And even if people are talking something or negative or anything, you will not get bothered. But the moment you stopped it and you went into you stopped for a while, like 10 days or 15 days, what will happen? Then automatically you'll get into the normal mode. Every meditator would have been observed that whenever that energy is not there, that kind of thing, you'll go to the normal mode. Your emotions will come up and display, because again, you are actually going into that desire of the nature matter. That is why everything is getting bothered. When you are not the case, then when you are able to feel that everybody there is a God, then you will not feel bad anything that is happening around you. So that's what you're saying. Even though the light has been reclaimed, because I have been listening to so many sessions every day, but still there are the chances that that light may go out with the nature matter. A light does not attach itself to the matter. A light will not go and attach itself to the matter. How it will attach? It will go to the nature matter, because that's how the light will go out. The light goes through the nature matter and attaches itself the light through desire. So how it is going out? Through the desire. Desire is the culprit here. Only when the light has become unattachable to that, no matter either the nature or the atmosphere of the doer can attach itself, it gets freed. So that's what, only when the light become unattachable. So only when you do not have that kind of desire, and when you strongly decide on something, you will not feel that desire. You will not have any desire. That means that strongly when you have, so no matter what, whatever it comes, you will not go and you will not get attached to yourself. Suppose you say, like, I stopped non-veg, or I stopped coffee, tea, or something like that. You see, right? When that particular thing is coming within you, however the people are eating, you don't feel like eating, because you strongly decided, or you already unattached from that particular thing. So similarly, if you can unattach yourself from all other things, then no matter what, the light will not go to the desired part. That is what, that light is a freed light. That's what he is saying. It becomes unattachable when there is no claim made it by the doer, because the light is there and you're not using it. There's no claim made. You're not having any desire. You're not using it. Then that becomes unattachable. So that is a detachable from the doer, and it is unattachable to any nature matter. This is the case when the doer has no desire of anything in nature. That's what, when you don't have, because right now you may be stopping your non-vegetarian, or you may be stopping your some of the things, but you still have so many desires. So when the desire is there, if not on this, something else it is going. Okay, something else it is going, that light, and it is going into the nature. But when you do not have any desire, that is the time when the light will be there, and because you're not using it, you get unattached. That is the freed light. Then it has the knowledge of itself and the light. Then who has that knowledge? Then whoever, I do not have any desire, which means that I have the knowledge of myself. Who am I? What is the purpose? All those things. And also, what is the light? What is that intelligence? All these things, I'll have an idea. And at that time, I can be unattached. That is about the freed light. Light and the triune self. The unattachable light is a freed light and ready to store in the triune self. So this unattached light is a freed light, and it is ready to go into the triune self, store in the triune self. It is not restored until the doer is perfected itself and its body. So it cannot restore into the triune self until your body also becomes a perfect body, perfect sexless body. It should become, then only this light can be stored with the triune self of you. After the first reclamation from the lunar gem, the light gathers next time itself the brighter and high potency, and increase the clarity of the power of the first reclamation. So whatever the light that you have gathered in the first time, what will happen the second time? The same lunar gem, it has a brightened, it has a high potency, and it is actually taking that more light. So that is the second time, it will be more clearer. You can see the more clearer things. When another kind of desire takes place in the first desire, reclaimed light will be held again to the nature. So when you have second time, when you hold that lunar gem, but again you got some other thought, you got some other desire, then what is happening? This is going and attaching to the nature. Then that will dim the light. So if you can reclaim again, and if you can keep it with you, you should not attach yourself with any desires of the nature. If you are going to the desires of the nature, then it will not work. Then the light will get dimmed. The light will not get brightened. As long as there is such a desire, nature gets like that again through the feeling and desire that causes thinking. Because again, when you get some desire, which means that you are actually thinking, you are generating the thoughts, and the light is going to the nature. So this is a cycle that is going. So whatever the light, wherever the light, suppose gold ornament is there, I made it as a earrings, I made it as a chain, and I made it as a bangles or something. So does the gold will change? You may call one as a bangle, one as that, one as this, but the property of the gold is still the gold. You can say that that's a gold bangles, gold earrings, gold this thing, we can say. Similarly, here light, whatever it is, whether it is there in the food, or it is there in, it went to the nature, or it is a unattached and become a free light, whatever the light is light. With whatever you mixed up, that light is still the light. The light becomes clearer and clearer. When it becomes clearer and clearer, when a man knows enough not to attach himself or anything or attach anything to himself, he begins to the free light. When he understands that, when he knows that, he cannot attach himself to the light or anything to himself. He is not attaching for himself or anything to himself. That time he is actually generating, or he begins to have that free light. His thinking and his actions are free it. When you are actually not attaching anything, suppose if I am attached to somebody here, then whatever, if I am taking, what that lady might think, what Vijay might think it, what Sirisha might think, like that, I'll get so many, because I got attached to them. So I will think so many things. When I'm not getting attached, I'll speak whatever that I like to speak or whatever. So it doesn't matter how they feel it. That similarly here, when you are not attaching, your thinking was free and your actions are very free. His past thoughts, which are his destiny, bring him into all the manner of conditions which all afford him the opportunity as a duty to reclaim the free light. Here, so if he is not attached, will he not do any duties? When he is not attached to the light, will he not do any duties? Because you are saying that, if I'm getting something, my light is getting attached to the nature. But how I can do? Suppose I have a family, I have the kids to take care, I have my job to take care. So how do I know? How do I cannot use my light to do all those things? Here, those are all your duties. Those are all your duties. The kids, as Khalil Gibran said, kids came through you, not your kids. So when they came through you, then it is your responsibility to take care of them and to give whatever the things that they need it until, as the age was mentioned already, until the 21 years, it's your responsibility to give everything. So we need to give. But we are doing that as not like, this is my kid, not like that. Okay, this kid came through me, so it is my responsibility to give all the conditions to learn, so that he can go and learn the things smoothly, all those things. So he will do the duty. He may still do that duty. He may still go and work, and he may still go and buy a car and do that, but not with the attachment. But because he needs the car, he will go and buy. Because he needs money to pay the bills or to pay the tuition for his son. So then he will work on it. So he will do that as a duty, not as a desire. Here, the thinking, what that he is thinking is that matter. So why all these things? Because we already generated so many thoughts. We already generated in previous incarnations so many thoughts. When we have generated so many thoughts, all are coming as a destiny, because those thoughts were getting materialized, getting exteriorized. Now, when they are coming, now they are all coming as a destiny. So when those things are coming, do that as a duty, but do not create the new thoughts. When you are doing that as a duty, you will not create any new thoughts. You will not create any more karma. I can say karma or a more destiny or more whatever it is, you will not do that. That whatever the conditions that is coming, you will accept it as it is and do the duty. So when you are with that thinking, when you are doing, you are reclaiming your free light. You are not actually sending your light out to the nature. Are we not doing the previous things? You are doing the previous things, but with a different attitude, with a different thinking that you are doing. You are not thinking, this is my kid, I have to, with the 1 generation or 5 generations, I have to earn money and keep it. No, because he came through you. Whatever that he has needed, you will be doing it. You will not go after that. That's the difference. So he will work out balancing the old thoughts, because old thoughts which is getting exercised, which they are exercised as the destiny. He's balancing out the old thoughts. He will not create new thoughts. This is the thinking without creating destiny or a thought. This is what it is. You do think, you do the things that are necessary for this life, but do not create the destiny. Do not overdo, or do not think, or do not go with your desire. Whatever you are supposed to do, whatever the destiny that is already created because of your previous thoughts, you do it. But don't create the new thoughts. His thinking is done with a great power and with a clear. When you are in that state, your thinking will be very clear, very clear. You will not feel anything bad or anything. Suppose if something, you try to give everything to your kid, but your kid does not get into somewhere, whatever that he desired place, then what you feel? You will not feel that why he is not getting it, or it is his destiny. You will understand that it is his destiny. He is traveling his own destiny. I'm just helping here. I'm here to help him. So whatever the best I can do, I will do it. So you will not feel bad, or you will not do anything too much. Suppose previously, like whenever somebody died or something, I used to feel so bad, and because now after all this, when that person has born itself, that destiny was written. They came with the date, expiry date. It is not that body came with an expiry date. So when the body is there an expiry date, and they will go. That is what it is. When you get that kind of understanding, you feel better, much better. You'll not unnecessarily, you'll not go into the things. Similarly here, when you understand it is just the duty. Suppose you are going to an office and you're doing your 8 hours job and coming back, and after 5 months or after a few years, whatever the working, then the project is over. Then you may feel bad because you want to have another project to sustain or to get the paychecks. But as when there is another job, then you'll just switch over the job and you'll go. You'll not feel so much bad because you feel that my work is done and you're going. Similar way, you'll understand every task is you came here, not only the job, everything else is also the duty that you came here, and you're finishing your karmas. You finish your karmas, you finish whatever the thoughts that you already created, you finish them. Do not create the new things. The light in the mental the light in the mental MS becomes TS. Mental atmosphere, MA. The light in the mental atmosphere becomes clearer and clearer as he uses the reclaimed light by that use and removes the adherences and desires of the nature. So when your mental atmosphere, when the light was clearer, and because you reclaimed some of the light, then what it removes your adherences, whatever that you have, some of the obstacles that will be getting removed, and desires from the nature. So your desires also will automatically drop. You will not unnecessarily whatever that you see, whatever your eyes goes, you will not go to that. You will stop it. Okay, I have enough. That's enough. We need not. So that kind of nature, you will be able to get it. This is what this is how the process is goes. With the clear light, when the light you are just accumulating, when with the clear light, what you can do, no one can perform the duties of the world, and yet his thinking takes it to the higher realms, not connected with the now, not no one. Now once you understand, one can perform the duties. You are still performing the duties as I explained, and still you can go to the higher realms because you are not connected to the world. Because I'm here today, because I am in this body today, I'm in this family today, I'm supposed to do all these duties. Let me finish my duty. Let me complete my duties. So whenever with that intention you are doing, you will not get attached. So your light will not get wasted. Eventually, you will know, he knows himself not as a human being. You will not as a but mere doer. I came here as a doer. Just let me do my duty and let's get away. That's what we all think when you go to the office, right? Oh, I came on this job, let me finish my job and come back. You'll not sit there. After 8 hours, oh, if they call in the evening, oh, this is my family time. Why are you? I have life after office. Why are you calling? Every time, something like that we talk, right? Here also, because when you understand that you are just came here as a doer, when the more light, you will understand that you came here as a doer. He does this by attachable, he does this by non-attachable light. So that light is not getting attached. He discovers the light and knows it to be the light apart from him, and that belongs to the intelligence. You understand, when you know that, you understand that I'm different from that light. I came as a doer. That light came from the intelligence. So the light is different. So I have to get back that light. With that light, I can ascend. So that kind of knowledge, you'll be getting it. When he attains the perfection as a doer, when you are a perfect doer, he knows that there is a potential light in him. So that time you understand that supreme intelligence, whatever that intelligence is, or whatever the God is there, that God is there within you. Here he's talking it as a light. That supreme light, intelligence light is also there within you. That you will get understand. The light is within him, and as soon as he evokes it and makes it an actual light, he becomes an intelligence. When you revokes and makes it with the intelligence, you will become one with that intelligence. That is what you will, this liberation, salvation, moksha, whatever it is. People are calling it in a different religions. They may call it as a different names, but this is what exactly it is happening. What happened to the nature? Here the quick question. So, everybody started reclaiming their light. Everybody started, the light is reclaimed and they are ascending it. So what happened to this nature? The nature is depending on our light, right? Nature doesn't have any light on its own. So the next question will come. So, we are actually, because of us, the light is getting survived. Nature is getting survived. Now, what happened to the nature? What all doers redeemed and they freed their light. What will happen? No longer finds means the human desire to draw the light of intelligence into it. Then the triune self, what will happen? At that time, the triune self, the supreme, the triune self, because we are all becoming that supreme triune self, but the triune self penetrates the nature. The triune self itself penetrates the nature and will affect the units without being bound to them. Without being attached to them, it will affect. Suppose when we are all not there, when the millions of years ago, when no human being is there, how does this world happen? That supreme intelligence, that supreme. So here the triune self will do it. It will come and it will, without attaching, it will do it. There won't be any animals with uncontrolled desires. Because now we have all the uncontrolled desires, that desires are going as an animals. But now, because when you all become the triune self, when you all become that withdraw that light, that there won't be any animals with uncontrolled desires. Not that there won't be animals, there will be animals, but not with the uncontrolled desires. Plants will have the different forms. To go through the stage of vegetable kingdom, because the soul has to go through all the forms. That's how the plants will be there, but not, it will have the different forms. Animals will have flesh tissues, but advanced units as elementals, because they will be as an elementals, it will be there. So they can do something, but not as a ferocious. Animals will not be ferocious. People will not think they are human being. Instead, what they think? They think they are the doers with the conscious doers. Such a time, a man will no longer merely the human being, but as a conscious doer. That time, he will become a conscious doer. He will think without creating thoughts. He will think without creating any thoughts. No thoughts, no destiny. He will have a physical body, but immortal. That time, his physical body is an immortal physical body. He will be made of 4 states of the matter of the physical plane, but will differ from the perishable bodies of the present human beings. Still, he will be the matter of the 4 physical plane, but the thing is, but the body will not be like a perishable bodies. They are immortal bodies. Food will be taken directly from the elements, not through an alimentary canal and the cell renewed by the essential, not by the food pipe, but the cell will be renewed by the essential life. The cell will be, because he is in that stage. Now we have to close our eyes and close that world. We are not perceiving the world. Then only that cosmic energy we are able to take it. But that time they are able to take the cosmic energy even with open eyes, and because they are not perceiving the world. Their eyes are not, they are not going wherever that eyes are going. Suppose if you go and see in the shop, oh, this is good, or this sale is good, get that, get this, because we are going towards that desire. That desire, when it is not there, all the light is within them. So when that particular thing is, so the essential light, through the cosmic energy or whatever, they can get that essential life without eating the food through the food canal. The triune self. The triune self will then have the 3 inner bodies. What will happen? The triune self is always having the three inner bodies. What are those bodies? In which the 3 parts. The doer will be absorbed. So what will happen? The doer will be absorbed in its psychic atmosphere and will be in the form body. The doer is absorbed in the side. So when you are actually getting all the light, what will happen? That's what he is saying. The doer will be absorbed in its psychic atmosphere and will be in the form body and made up with the matter of the form world and in contact with it. So they are made up with the matter of the form world and will be in contact with that. So that is the doer's portion. What will happen to the thinker portion? The thinkers will be absorbed in the mental atmosphere and will be in the life body and in contact with the matter of the life world. So that thinker will be there in the life world. The knower, what will happen to the knower? The knower. Anything?
No, go ahead.
The knower will be absorbed its noetic atmosphere and will be in the light body and in contact with the light matter of the light world. So the knower is going to the light matter of the light world. That's where he is going. All these 3 will be immortal, perfect, sexless physical bodies. So now these are all because they got to know all the things, right? So that time all these are the immortal, perfect, sexless physical bodies. That is what they will become. So reconstruction. So okay, now it happened. So why again the body has to reconstruct? Suppose now the doer is entirely entered completely into the present. So the triune self it has, but only the small. So when that reconstructions happen, when he becomes the triune self and then again he wants to take the birth, because I worked hard and because I wasted so many lifetimes because of so much of illusion. So I could not understand this self-knowledge and all. So finally I reached there. Then what, as a soul, right, what I feel is, oh my God, these people are all actually struggling. I need to go and tell them that this is not the way. I need to go and tell some meditation, something, self-knowledge, all the things. So that kind of thing, when that soul is feeling, right, that time again they will rebuild the body, reconstruct the body and come back. But that time, when they freed up the light, when they go to the triune self and when they try to take the body, they will not come. The entire thing will not come into the physical body. Only the small portion will come into the physical body, because they are still connected with those worlds. With those noetic world, mental world, they are still connected to those worlds. Only a small portion of the doer does. So this portion is not a totally proper place. So only the small portion is coming, the entire thing is there. 3 inner bodies of the triune self will have been built into it through the physical body when it has reconstructed after the self-impregnation of the divine conception in the head. So their head, there is a divine conception. They are not coming fully as a Maya, illusion. They are not coming. So they have that divine conception and they have their self-impregnation is there within them, and then only they are coming into this earth plane. So you can see all the Mahatmas like Matriji or Ramana Maharshi or Sai Baba, all those things, people who came, they know why they came. So their purpose is they wanted to change some other people. That is the reason why Patrisa could able to reach out these many people, because it's an evolved, already reached out soul. When it comes back again, the total thing will not come. That is why they will not be without in touch. They will be in contact with the other worlds. This puts the physical body in contact with the four worlds. That's what the next sentence. This puts the physical body in contact with the four worlds, and their forces make possible a development of the three bodies of the parts of the triune self. So their bodies they're still in the triune self. Finally, the breath form obeys. Here, what he is saying is everything obeys when you take that body, right? When you take that, when you take that kind of, when you reconstruct and when you take that body, so you are rebuilding the body and coming here. Your four senses are elemental things. Your four senses will not go after the things. They are elementals. You are great. Your matter is much greater. When human, so. In that case, your breath form obeys, because whatever the breath, so you will have that, okay, now I want to stop my life. This is enough. So your breath form is obeying to the doer. Your experience, and the experience is the no resistance from the nature. There's no resistance from the nature. You can live, or you can take away you can go. So switching off this breath wherever you want, Icha, Maranam, or whatever, right? So that for that particular body. So all this, everything is in your control. All the things will be in your control, and you can do it. So that is why all Mahatmas, they gave the date, such and such a date I will go, and then they went. How they went? Because they have that kind of. If they are not that, because they have something remaining in this world, some karma was remaining in this world. That's why they didn't come to this in the world. They came to this earth plane because they wanted to help the people in order to reach. They wanted to, because these people are wasting their lifetimes. Let me go and explain. So they'll help the people to get that self-knowledge. That's why they know, because the small portion only coming up. The triune self. The triune self is then the triune self complete. When the triune self, it reaches the triune self complete, it knows its relation to the other triune selves and sees the common bond among the triune selves. It is able to see that its relation with the other triune selves.
Oneness.
Where they are in the Noetic world, because all the triune cells in the Noetic world. The freeing and restoring of the light of the intelligence and the transition of the triune self into the intelligence is the foundation of various traditions. So various traditions, take any religion, anything. So this is the foundation for anything, taking that light and again going back. So that you are in the different religions are giving the different kind of things. But this is the foundation for the various traditions, and of the perfection with the human being eventually will reach. Perfection will reach eventually with this. The thinker determines according to the knower of the triune self how much of the light it can into the mental atmosphere of the human. I-ness sends the amount allowed into the mental space. So that means here in this particular case, everything is under your control. So whenever you are thinking, you know how much light you need to send. How much light you need to send, that I-ness, how much I-ness you have to eat. Physically, the light is coming, from where it is coming, how much you can use it, how much you can save it, all those things you will get to know. The light passes through the I-ness. The mental atmosphere, that I-ness, passes through I-ness, which it belongs, which becomes available to thinking according to the one's capacity to use it. It is coming to the thing. So according to your capacity, it is using it. Physically, the light comes from the pineal body. Physically, how it is coming? It is coming from your pineal body, which is the selfless contact of the pituitary body, and which I-ness contacted and goes to the diffuse, which I-ness is contacted mental body, then it is going, it is going down. So from pituitary, the pineal, and it is going down, and then going to the diffused and the dim light from brain, the spine, the heart, the lungs, adrenal, all these things. With your thinking, the light is going down. That's what he's saying. So when it is started, it is the it is a bright light. Some people have the light from beyond the Noetic atmosphere. Also, some people will have the light that means the intelligence itself. When that supreme intelligence for itself has taken some incarnation in this earth, right? So the one is the complete triune selves are taking the birth in this self. Those are the Mahatmas. When that supreme intelligence itself is taking, that is beyond the Noetic atmosphere, they have all the things. They are the one who are understanding of an insight into the things affecting the human life. They understand inside what is happening to the human life. What are the insights? Suppose if you see the Sita, how she explains, right? Everywhere she knew, like, because it is not the Kaikeyi is not the reason for her to go into the forest, because she knew that she needs to go to the forest. But that Kaikeyi become just an instrument there. That's what she explains when that maids are asking, right? Paricharakas is asking that no, don't worry about her, because she's just become an instrument. So all these things they'll get to know, because they are the one, because they know why they came for that purpose. So when they know, they will not bother about all the things. Noetic destiny of the run of a human beings is that they are hindered, the lack of the light and inability to reach it and right. What here it is, this is all the thing, right? So in the next column, what he is saying is, if you are not able to reach to this Noetic destiny, what is going to happen? What is the problem? So what will happen when you are not able to draw the light? Because if you don't have the enough light, if you don't draw the enough light, if you don't have the enough light by the time of the thing, at least to become a human being, you need to have certain amount of the light. Of course, automatically some light is coming through food, but that food also you are not eating properly. Let us take, you are not eating anything from the nature. You are eating all that junk food, all that fried junk food, which you don't have any nature, right? You don't have any light in them. Or the non-vegetarian food, which you don't have any light again, because those are all the dead bodies. So when you are eating that kind of food, from the nature also you are not getting any light. Okay, only with the water that you are drinking, only you are getting light. You are not getting any light. In that case, so how do you actually, how you can take the human life? You cannot take the human life because you don't have enough light. So that is where the problem. So at that time, what will happen? You have to live in the dark Noetic destiny, because you don't have enough energy to become a human being. So you cannot, and once you become a human being, you have to take this life again. You cannot go to the other things. That's where you will be living in the darker world. So that our Hinduism may say that we are living in the Patala Loka, or with all those things, right? All the things it can be. In thinking, they find difficulties in focusing. So when you are not actually absorbing that light, what will happen? When you are in thinking, they find difficulties in focusing and working with this sort of light. So when the light is not there, when the light is not sufficient, you will be distorted. You will not have enough light. That which does work weak, impeded, and ineffective. So your light is not working properly. Such human beings are not conscious of the reason, are not conscious of the rightness. You don't know what is the reasoning. You don't know what is the righteousness. So you are not having any of the sense. You cannot make any sense out of what you're doing. They are not conscious of their thinking. First, they are not conscious of their thinking, what they are doing. They think effort, they think jumpy. Man's great intellectual, all the great intellectual ailments are not actually using properly. Okay, that is what, when you do not have the light, when your light is getting impeded. But in general, the man's all the intellectual property. Oh, ma'am, are we not doing, because there is a light? Are we not doing anything? Yes, everybody is doing that, using that light and doing something. One person is going to the moon and doing so much of be the instrument in the Chandrayaan. Another person is inventing the iPhone. Another person is inventing the cordless phones, cordless AirPods or something. So we are investing that light so much into the nature. Engineering, natural sciences, literature, concerned things, you are all using your intelligence, because without light, how do you actually do all the things? That is why, how do you become the creator? You are saying that you are the co-creator. How do you become the co-creator? Because you have that intelligence. That intelligence is that light is there within you, but you are using that light for all these things, for all the nature things, whatever the desires, for all those things you are using it. But if you can use that to know the self-knowledge, that is the one which will make you ascend. Okay, so he uses one of the three minds. When you do not have the light, he uses one of the three minds. Can you tell me which mind they are using?
Body, mind.
Yes, exactly. Body, mind. I'm happy for the immediate response. He is using the one of the three minds, that is the body mind. The strongest sense. What is the strongest sense that we have is a smell. Smell is the strongest smell. And the next one is the touch. Touch is always in contacting. So in the touch also, the powerful touch is the desire to have the contact, the sexual. Hence, we are wasting the light. With the smell, with all these things, we are wasting the light through the sexual organs. We are using the noetic destiny. This noetic darkness causes the run of the human begins to born from the seed, from the soil, and had not sufficiently matured, which produce the unhealthy bodies. Okay, here is coming to the point where if you are not actually having that enough light within yourself, suppose you started giving a birth. Let us take what kind of a germ or what kind of thing that you will giving to the thing. You will give that dim light only. You will be giving. So whenever you are giving that dim light or a dim thing, that then your whatever the bodies are coming, your body is already weak. And whatever the body that you're producing will also be the weak body. That's what he's saying. To produce a proper human body, the seed and the soil must have been carried the chastity of the 12 months. At least 12 months. That is why they say that it is always because nowadays, because the dating culture and all those things, cultures are came and it became like sex before the marriage became the normal thing kind of thing, right? So, which is not the case. Which is not the case. What he's saying, because if you are actually becoming, because you are wasting your germ. When you have that chastity until the marriage, which means that your germ is, you are saving it. You are not wasting your germ. So when immediately after the marriage, when you are trying to conceive, because that's how, because nowadays we are taking the breaks, all the things we want to enjoy, so many categories. I want to get the promotion, so many things we are using. But the thing is, when you are actually having that brahmacharya for such a long time, and when you starting that family, when you starting to have the kids, that time if you are having that, then that bright light, because until then you have saved your lunar gem. That's why he is saying the chastity for 12 months is 12 months you are saving that lunar gem to the perfect 13 cycles. During that time, the seed and the soil has been turned into the tonic tincture and have been worked over, reabsorbed the body. The light has been absorbed in the body, and that is the one which you are releasing. It vitalizes and gives the power to resist the device. When you are giving the body, when you are giving a birth, then you are giving a body such a way that it will have some kind of power, it will have some kind of immunity, it will have some kind of power to resist the disease. So that kind of bodies or that kind of babies can be produced or can come out of it. Without having that 12 months gap, all the things that the lunar gem, if you are actually doing it, what will happen? Then then you will be producing the very weak bodies. So how here you may say that, oh, women getting monthly cycles, right? So then how do you monthly cycles? The lunar gem is getting wasted. So the lunar gem will not get wasted. Yesterday, as I told you, once that gem has started traveling back to the left, period may come, but your gem will not. That is all there in your thinking. So woman who loses the ova monthly cannot bear a perfect child. Okay. Abstinence in a thought. How you can abstain? In a thought that will change the female, so that during the monthly periods, no ova is lost. So in that period, you should not have any kind of that. Maybe as I told you in the previous session, that 3 days you may get that sexual feelings and all. It may not be that you are getting married or anything, but yeah, that is the thing. That is the weak point where the people may going for the date at the sex. It's okay to have the sex before the marriage. All the things that we are doing. So what that means is that actually the lunar gem is not getting stabilizer, not getting the enough light. When the man and the wife are in the condition that they may have the healthy child, so when they both understand that, when at that time, if they can save that particular jump for the lunar jump for the 12 months, and they decided to have the child, when they started doing it, that time they will get a very immune. They can produce, or they can have a healthy child and will be immune to the disease. Women should be left alone during the pregnancy. Alone in the sense, you should not be having the sexual things during the pregnancy and during the nursing periods, and thereafter 7 days before and after the menstruation. Because after the menstruation, if the 7 days were stopped without this having sex, the lunar gem, if you can control that sexual things, the lunar gem will start traveling back. When it is started traveling back, you are gaining that energy, then you need not worry about it. That's what he's saying. When it is traveling back, then that the required light, whatever the light that it has, right, it is already taken back, and you need not worry. That's how you can have the perfect body. Here, what he's saying, I didn't write that other thing, but what he is saying is, with all these intoxicant, that when you are using that body mind only, right, when you are using, but we are not doing that 12 months of chastity, we are not keeping all the things. So with all the things, the body mind, when we are using, what is happening is the dishonesty is coming, the greed is coming, the meanness is coming, and the love for intoxicating drinks and love for intoxicating food, all this is coming. When all the things when you are doing it, because it is all vice versa. When you are not taking that, when you are taking a rajasic food or a tamasic food, the tamas is getting increased. When you are taking that rajasic food, that rajas is getting increased. When that is, your thoughts are changing. Because of the food, your thoughts are getting changed. Because your thoughts are changing, you act differently. You act greedy. You act angry. You act mean person. When you are doing that, you are not actually raising your light. You are not absorbing your light. Your light is getting wasted every time. Through the gem is going up, because you are after your feelings and desires. When the rajas and tamas is active, you are with your things. So then the light is wasting. Hence, your light is getting wasted through sexual organs. They are going off, and they are not actually. So with all these things, what is happening is, so because because we are saying that, oh, this became normal. Dating is normal nowadays, yeah. What is there in that? So that kind of thought we started thinking, right? So when you are starting, because everybody around you is not having the light. Not only you, when everybody is not having around you is not having the light, then everybody is thinking, okay, this is a improper government, improper rules, improper things. All the civilization will be gone. Whatever the civilization, the false civilization, useless occupations, false standards, insufficient and excessive rewards, lawlessness crimes, childish religions, ignorance of the true and honest government. So all these things will come. So that is where we are living. When the light is not there, all the darkness will be there here, and we in that darkness we are living, and while living it, we are thinking that is the right, because everybody is doing it. You are thinking that it is the right. So in olden days, whatever that they say, oh, after marriage you start having the kids, they will not say that you should have, because until then they maintain that brahmacharya, right? The chastity is there for both the men and women. So immediately when they have that kid, that lunar gem, whatever that they have it, they saved it, it goes to the kids. The kid will be healthy. Okay, that is the logic behind it. But if they ask why we should have it, we will take a break, all those things, then they don't have the reason, because they simply followed whatever it comes from them. They simply followed. But in our generation, like in coming to the generation, we are like too much. We think too much smart, and we want to have everything logic behind it. Are we actually digging the logic? No, we are not digging the logic. We are saying it's okay. It's okay, because when 99 people are doing in one way, then we are thinking that it's okay, and we formed all our dating culture. We formed all over the whatever the culture, the nonsense culture that we are getting adapted, right? So all these things. So the other day somebody is saying, oh, drinking is fine. Drinking is fine. It's not the thing. Because kids will learn from you if you are doing it. Oh, we never do the drugs, right? So why do they learn? Because they are learning from school, not from us. So likewise, you are actually giving some kind of false reasoning. Now I asked the same person, did your father drink? No. Then why did you how come you are actually drinking? So the person is not having any answers. So which means that, so we are thinking because everybody else is doing, we are thinking it's okay, but it's not okay, because if all the people are going and jumping on the well, it's not okay, right? So that's what we are doing. So we have with this generation, that's what there's a lot of noetic darkness. That's what you call it as. We are all in the noetic darkness. So human beings are all in the noetic darkness, and whatever that free will that was given, whatever the destiny that we talk, it has changed its meanings, and people have their own conceptions imposed by the absence of the light. Because when there is light is there, then all other things are imposed in a different way. They understand in a different way. That's what is happened. So that's all about the noetic destiny. Before we close, because in the next session I'll close this noetic destiny with the understanding the free will. Usually we'll have everybody say that destiny and free will, right? So what is destiny? What is the free will? Does free will can change the destiny, or does the destiny can change the free will? How it can happen, that we'll see in the next session.